Two tools. Two tools. Two tools. No clue!
Hey everyone, welcome to the Two Tools No Clue podcast. I'm Anna,
And I'm Jaden.
and today we're doing a Minisode.
Mini, but still great.
That's beautiful. Thank you. We're going to be talking about homestead-ish Reddit stories.
I'm very excited. I also have not heard these stories yet, so my enthusiasm will be for all of us.
Yes. I guess we'll just jump right into it.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah. So this is from username Worf. Years ago, when we grew Christmas trees for retail sale, a guy and his wife were arguing if the tree should go on the roof or in the back seat/trunk of the car. She said roof, he said seat. They were really going at it, and he insists on putting it in the car. After more noise and swearing, she proclaims the door isn't going to close. He, fuming, comes over to her side and slams the door. I still wonder if insurance paid for a new window. They drove away with it hanging out the broken window, leaving the mess for us to clean up. Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
I can't imagine being those people who work there, having to witness that.
You know, you think you've seen it all, and then you work retail. I learned that recently.
Even on the tree farms.
Yeah, like
How
what?
crazy people.
It's fresh.
Should always listen to your wife.
Yeah.
Is the moral of this story.
That is a good moral of the story.
This one is from username Walkabout Farms. Sitting in the porch one night, and I'm reading these just how they are. So sitting in the porch one night, and I hear an awful scream from Hank, our barn cat. Yelled to my wife, I think the coyotes got Hank. Then I saw what I thought was Hank hightailing it across the yard. What I figured out. I added a new hot fence wire closer to the ground earlier that day, and Hank walked under it and his tail touched the wire and lit him up. My wife and I let out a chuckle, but I am sure Hank was not amused. Still better than getting eaten by a coyote.
Yeah, true.
For Hank.
Hank lived to tell the tale. You know, he's like, these motherfuckers set my tail on fire last night.
This reminded me of this one time I went to a Waldorf school. And so I was invited over to one of my classmates' houses, and Waldorf, bunch of crunchy people. So, of course, they lived on a farm.
Yeah.
And I had a blast. We were like walking around, looking at the pigs, the goats, like literally all day, just outside doing farm stuff.
That's really cool.
We were in the garden, and for some reason, I knew her mom had told us not to go over there. But it was like at the beginning of the day, and this is at the end of the day.
Yeah,
so
you're like, I'm going to go over there now.
Yeah, we're going to go check this out now.
I've earned my keep. I'm going to go over there.
What's over there that you don't want us to see?
Yeah.
So we went over there, and all of a sudden, my feet just started burning. It like electric fire on the bottoms of my feet. Yeah. We were both. It was both of us. We were screaming. No, we were barefoot.
God, of course, she was barefoot.
And so her mom comes running. No, her mom or her dad, I can't remember. One of them comes running over and like picks us up out of this patch. Apparently, there was like wire fence. Oh my god! And that's why they didn't want us going over there. And that was the last time I went over to that girl's house.
Could you imagine bringing your kid, like going to pick up your kid and being like, "Yeah, don't worry about their feet."
Yeah,
I
have to ask my mom what that conversation was like, if she even remembers it.
And I didn't listen. Sounds about right.
I just remember like us sitting in the laundry room or something, and her mom like dabbing something on our feet. But yeah, it was not fun.
Gosh.
Anywho, this next one is from username Space Angel 2001.
I love the variety of these usernames.
Yeah, it's a very 2001 username too.
Get it together.
Get it together. I think these people have it very together.
Oh yeah.
So she says, or they say, I don't know who they are. I was given a farm tour. Our cattle are quite docile, even the bull. So I took this young man into the pasture to feed the beeves. I don't know what a beeve is. Maybe that's a kind of cow. We hand feed them bananas and veggies given to us by a local grocer, and the cows are enjoying getting scratched and hugs.
Oh god.
After that, I went to the fence and grabbed the cow chow bucket to dump into their bunker. As I stood by the bunker, my friend asked me some question I don't remember, but apparently my answer was not fast enough. A very friendly cow came up behind me and stuck her head under my bum and tossed me. I flew higher than a cow and about 12 feet away. When you fall in a cow pasture, the law is that wherever you land, it will be in a cow pie.
Yeah.
The poo cushioned my fall but did nothing to soothe my battered ego.
How embarrassing.
In front of some random
tour
kid,
guide.
too.
A whole tour. I mean, I guess at least it wasn't one of them.
And the smell of cow poop just being all over you. I feel like I could deal with the fact
No.
that it was all over me just because it is cow poop and
No,
it's
no, no,
just grass and hay and stuff like
No.
that.
That
It's
is
not like
species.
it's not dead animal.
Parasites. No.
It could be worse. It's just vegetation mixed with stomach acid and bile. Could be worse. Your face. We'll just move on then. This one's from Wow. Are you judging me?
Sorry.
This is what
I'm just picturing like what? There's like a scene from a movie. This guy just like comes out. He's just covered, and it's like even when he wipes it off, it's still just it like stains
What
him. I
movie?
don't know, and it'll come to me. Don't worry. Go ahead. Sorry. Oh,
This one's from username only_caterpillar3818.
oh, underscore. I'm like, what is that?
And they have two very small stories.
Okay.
My brother filled his lawnmower tires to 35 psi. That's what it says on the sidewall. Well, it actually said never exceed 35 psi when seeding beads. I don't know what that means either. Seeding beads. 20 minutes later, we were working on something else and boom! My older brother was wearing overalls and being a clown, and he decides to put his arms inside his overalls by his side and starts yelling, "I'm the no-armed man!" and chasing me around the barn. I watched him trip and faceplant on the gravel because he couldn't catch himself from falling.
I feel like every single person has done something ridiculous like that at one point in their lives.
Absolutely.
Like, just literally, I remember, like, I would, like, put my hands through my shorts and be like,
Did you ever do that thing where you took your sweatshirt and you put your legs through the armholes?
Yeah.
I want to do that again. Just to recreate those memories.
I feel like it wouldn't be safe for us.
Not at this age.
My knees crack when I stand, okay? Like, just standing.
You would pull your back out.
Yeah. You would have to bring me to the hospital just like that.
Yeah.
And then explain the
They would have to cut you out of the
because
sweatshirt.
I'd be passed out.
You'd come to like, what happened?
Yeah.
This is from username Target Golden Goose. Oh, and this is a long one, but a good one.
I'm excited. I'm here for a goose.
Once upon a time, that's how it starts, so you know it's good. Once upon a time, I decided getting peacocks was a great idea. The thought of majestic and beautiful peacocks gracing my lawn was very becoming to me. Little did I know they are seriously lacking in the brain capacity. I also want to state that even though I own chickens, ducks, and other various animals, I live in a very urban area with neighbors close by.
Uh-oh.
So the peacock started thinking that the peak of my house was a fantastic place to start roosting at night. No big deal, I thought. It was pretty nice to see them all lined up at night on top of my house like some sentinel watching over our homestead. Until one night, we had a really big boy peacock named King Tut.
Ooh, King Tut.
He thought that roosting in the tree right above my house was the idea of the century. He got his leg caught in a Y bend of a tree limb. The limb cracked under his weight and pinched his leg and skin, which made him sound like a screaming woman getting ran over by a Big Mac truck right outside my window. I'm dressed in a nightgown. I didn't change, but put on a pair of my husband's big old galoshes and climbed on top of the house to rescue my peacock from the threatening tree. I get to the top of my house and my peacock is upside down, flapping his wings, making
Oh,
all sorts of threatening and
pink
pathetic
dot.
noises when one of his legs reared up and catches me right in the nose.
I feel like they have like
Oh,
talents.
yeah. Oh,
Like,
yeah. All sorts of confetti and blood starts coming out of my nose, and I see the equivalent of a disco ball in my eyes that I didn't realize that there was a high-powered flashlight aimed at myself standing on the top part of my house, holding a very angry and struggling peacock. "Ma'am, what are you doing?" a very nervous cop asks. Unbeknownst to me, I have a squad car parked in my driveway. "Trying to rescue my peacock," me, covered with blood from my aching nose. "We got a call that someone was trying to break into this house. Do you happen to have any ID on you?" I let go of the peacock, and with one hand, I actually patted myself to see if I had one in my nightgown and galoshes. "Nope, sorry, I don't." "Ma'am, what are you doing again?" "I'm trying to rescue my peacock." And then I try to explain what's going on when he interrupts me and says, "Did you get them from a zoo?" "No, of course not. This is my house, and this is my dumbass. This dumbass is my peacock. Can you please knock on the door and get my husband out here? He'll vouch for me that I live here and I'm not a burglar." At this time, a second squad car comes
Oh
up
my
and they're trying
god.
to get my husband to the door. So, yay me, I get another flashlight aimed at me. I can't even imagine how I look. Wild hair in a nightgown with rubber boots, dirty, covered in blood, holding and fighting with a very large, angry bird, and
And
standing on the roof of my house.
why are they not helping her? Can you help me down, please?
So finally, they get him awake. He comes out. The cops explain why they are here. He steps back to see me on top of the house. Me, "Hi, honey." Him, he sighs. "Yes, she's mine." And then walks back into the house without saying another word. The cops all shake their heads, offer to help get me down, which I decline, and said, "Well, you have a nice night." And they all leave. FML.
Like, now tell me rude, I would probably do the same thing. I'd be like, "No,
Yeah. I have another one of these.
what?"
One for, like, a Halloween one just because I, like, wanna get some backed up,
Mm,
and this, I think, is one of the best ones.
that is I peacocks are very beautiful, but I could never imagine being like, "You know what I want for a pet?
Yeah, they must be very high
Peacock."
maintenance.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah. Male or female, they're both huge.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So this one's from username Paper Ponies. Well, here's one of mine. Oh, this is a good one too. "I live right across the road from a large cemetery. There are often burials/graveyard funeral services. My fence is hardly 50 to 75 feet from where the cemetery begins. I have a standard donkey, Sully, who is very people oriented. He loves to be pet, played with, and gets incredibly jealous if attention isn't on him at all times. I also have a horse with a very similar personality, Axe. So it's always a little competition between them on who gets the attention, to the point where if I'm handling one, I have to tie the other just to stay out from under us. Even though they bicker, they're very attached to one another. So typically, when there's a graveside funeral, I gather the horses/goats and put them all in the pen behind the house out of sight. This is partly so they don't gather at the fence line to watch the service, and partly so people don't go pet my horses afterwards because one of them bites. Parentheses, people approach them all the time. Anyway, on to the
People are so
embarrassing part.
stupid.
What?
People are so stupid.
I know. Leave people's stuff
I am
alone.
terrified of
Especially
horses.
their animals.
I think horses are beautiful, but I would never try to pet one.
I mean, I would, but I wouldn't, not if I didn't know people.
Big.
Anyway, on to the embarrassing part. This one particular day, I got home from work and saw that a graveside funeral was going on right along the road area. Two of my horses and all the goats were by the house munching hay, but Sully and Axe were attending this funeral, and boy, could they not stand not being included. Their chests were practically touching the fence. So I went outside and stood by the other horses, hoping they'd see me and come down the hill to the pen, about 100 yards of open land. Axe sees me and, of course, neighs and trots down the hill. It was a little embarrassing that he neighed, but no big deal. I put him in the pen with the others and expected Sully, the donkey, to come as well, but he didn't. This is where it got really embarrassing. Sully, having spotted me giving Axe attention
Oh god.
and having been abandoned by Axe, decided to start crying by braying loudly right in front of this poor group of people in the middle of the service. Axe subsequently neighed with the decibels of a freight train horn. I expected Sully to come down the hill, but he had no such plans. He decided braying as ferociously as his little lungs could would be his best option. This is where I started cringing.
God.
Axe then freaked out that Sully wasn't coming, so he neighed once more, and of course Sully brayed / whined in response. I almost died right then and there of embarrassment. Axe wouldn't go up the hill, and Seti wouldn't leave the funeral and come down, so they were just screaming at each other a football's field's length apart. I decided to go get Sully, even though it was super mortifying to walk up on these people's funeral service. I grabbed a halter and a lead and marched up the hill. As I was coming over the biggest terrace, Sully brayed at me, and I just wanted to crawl in a hole. Except I heard people laughing, like deep belly laughing. I was probably 100 feet away from the funeral, and they were mostly turned away, but people kept turning around to look at us, and they were definitely losing it, laughing or laugh crying, I couldn't tell. I haltered Sully and dragged his ass down the hill as quickly as I could. I hoped to everything that the funeral attendees weren't upset by the braying / neighing of their extra funeral guests. So glad they were laughing and not angry in the moment. That's a good sign, at least. The cemetery committee texts me when there's going to be a service now, per my request.
That's really thoughtful of her, honestly.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the things that she must see just from funeral services all
Yeah.
the time. Like I'm sure that, definitely changes her perspective for a lot of things.
I would love to live in a farm next to a graveyard. Are you kidding me?
Not if Sully's being embarrassing.
Yeah. I mean, if I were those
Imagine
funeral
Stevie.
guests, I would appreciate the like comedic relief
Yeah.
of the moment.
Stevie would literally bark nonstop.
See, that's different. That's
Yeah.
like a dog barking.
Yeah.
That's just like noise. But like farm animals
That's
like
funny.
screaming at you,
Yeah.
that's
And
like
then
a light
screaming at each
moment.
other because they can't hang.
Yeah. Like I would think that's funny
Yeah.
in a moment of sadness.
Yeah. I think I would appreciate it.
Yeah. This next one is from username Northwest Giraffe. My first run of ducklings, I thought buying a steel stock tank would be a good idea. It was the same size as a bathtub, and I had plenty of room for all of them to run around without being crowded. Plus, it looked nice for pictures, and we could have it set up inside the house in the spare bath. They would be close by and easy to care for without having to go outside or to worry about predators at night. And then night came. No predators, but the ducklings transformed into a band of 16 of the tiniest and loudest steel drummers. Tip, tip, tippity, tip, tippity, tip, 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 tip. All night, every night, in the bathroom right next to my bed. It was a long time before they were big enough to move outside and we could finally get some sleep. Good for them, though, to like
Yeah.
keep them there. I would be like, nope, we're figuring something else
So
out
cute.
tomorrow. The stock tank will be made into a pond filter this spring to grow aquatic plants instead. Next batch of ducklings will go in Rubbermaid bins on the other side of the house. That's what
That
I
is
love about
too
homesteading. It's
funny.
all about learning. It's all
Yeah.
about adapting,
So
doing
good.
better the next year. Like, I'm so excited for our garden just because I know we're going to do better this year than we did next
Oh,
year.
yeah.
Or
So
last
excited.
year. And we're going to do better next year than we did this
Yeah.
year. This is from username rweaves. Sorry, r_weaves. Today, I stopped off at the 5 acres of raw land in rural Colorado that I'm hoping to close on this week. Backstory on the area is that land is cheap, but development has become increasingly expensive in an already harsh environment. Septics need engineering, wells have to be deep, etc. Many areas, including this plot and its neighbors, are off grid. As a result, there are RVs and trailers on prairie land everywhere that people full time in. It's easy to see that the no camping for more than 2 weeks rule goes widely unenforced. We had a survey done, so I was marking the corners on my phone when I met my new neighbor. This old timer has been there since the early 90s, according to public record, and has built a house and barn for horses on 15 acres. Frankly, it's a cool spread, and I was looking forward to meeting him and picking his brain on how he made the area work for him. The conversation was unfortunately standoffish. The first thing he asked was if I was looking at buying. The second thing he said was that if I tried to put a trailer RV there, he'd drag every public official he could find down to make me move it. Not a great start. This reminds me of our neighbor.
Yeah.
When we first moved into our house and Christopher put his tiny home in the back lot, his tiny home is like a storage container,
Yeah.
like an old Italian storage container. And so this guy has 60 acres of land behind us and he has a trail walking through it.
Mhm.
So he's walking his dog one day and he sees this storage container. And so he literally just walks up to our property. Thank God Christopher was home. So it
Yeah.
like wasn't super sketchy. So he walks up and Christopher pops out of his tiny home and he's like, "Hey." And he's like, "Oh, I was just coming to see because the people who were here before you had like a bunch of rundown cars and like shit they were working on, and I just didn't know if you guys were doing the same thing." And Christopher like explained to him that he said it was his workshop.
Yeah. We don't have any of those things on our property. And it is weird that he just popped up because we live on like what, 4 acres, and we also live in the middle of the woods. We're not like it's not
I mean, we have
yeah.
neighbors. We're not like in the
Yeah, we have
boonies.
neighbors, but like our driveway is long.
Yeah.
People don't just appear
He came
in
from
our
the back.
backyard.
Yeah. Anyway, I just that just made me
He
think of
doesn't
that.
stroll anymore. He definitely had like a path through the properties that, for who knows how long. Like all three of us bought those houses within a matter of months of each other.
Yeah.
And so he probably was just walking around doing whatever he wanted. And then one day people showed up and we were like, "Hi, you can't be here.
Yeah.
This is ours."
Because I wander.
Yeah.
Anyway, he proceeds to tell me that the land I'm buying wasn't worth it and that he was thinking of moving because of all the liberals and commies that are taking over Colorado. You'd think if he was thinking of selling, he'd be happy that the lot next door was overpriced.
Yeah.
I reassured him of my long-term goals, parentheses, build my own house, and tried to guide the conversation towards what developing the land was like, etc. But he was only interested in telling me what he wanted me to know and then walked off. What can I do as a future neighbor? Has anything worked for you when you were the unwelcome new kid on the block? I don't want to feel limited on my land or on edge because of a nosy neighbor. So, username Farm of Five responded, "Some folks out here assumed the worst of us because other idiotic city people had already moved out here and caused problems. So why would we be any different? Seriously, one couple threatened to sue a neighboring farmer for spraying fertilizer, parentheses, pig poo, on his corn farm once a year because it smells bad for 3 days. Mind you, this is after the sheriff refused to arrest the farmer for farming? Don't get me started. People like that are crazy.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing out in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, literally. If you don't want to live in farm country, don't live in farm
Yeah.
country. Go back to the
It's
city.
so
What
strange
the
to
heck?
me.
Anyway, make your new neighbors cookies/pies/whatever. The key is homemade shows you're serious. Write a handwritten note introducing yourself and include in there what you're looking forward to learning about X, Y, or Z and hope they will be willing to share their wisdom with you. The key is handwritten shows you're sincere. Always wave while driving and say hello at every chance. Once we establish a bit of rapport, we asked folks for stuff like the history of the area. What's the best place to get groceries, gas, get stuff for the farm, where to go to church, etc. It's good information gathering and they feel like they helped you, so it's a win all around. Make sure you have ample time though. Some of them can and will talk for hours. Some folks warmed up to us faster than others. Some clearly think we're idiots for doing things certain ways, but are polite about it. Even those people would help in an emergency, though. Long story short, people already established in an area, city, or country really, are concerned about someone new coming in and causing trouble. Once you show them that you're interested in adapting or assimilating to the community, they will warm up to you. I just thought those were really like good points because, like in today's day and age, I'm like, how do you get to know your neighbor? Like, if you're an extrovert, you can show up with cookies and stuff, but like, I'm not just gonna knock on my neighbor's door and be like, I baked you these. Hope you don't have any allergies. Either way, I'd feel
I
weird
tried.
about it. So I thought these other were like waving, and if you see them, just asking them simple questions like that.
Yeah, and I
You'll
know
build
if my
rapport.
neighbors came running down the road being like, "We need help," like, "Help, help, help," like, I would do my best to help.
Yeah. I mean, the neighbors down the road, their house burned down and we didn't even know.
Yeah, that was really sad.
All right. So for the Farmer's Almanac, I realized that I wasn't doing it correctly because I wasn't doing it for the days that the episode released. I
Oh,
was
yeah,
doing
but
it on the
now
days that we record.
now we know.
Yeah. So, and we were recording this after we recorded the maple syrup episode. So even though this is only the second episode,
We're gonna figure it out.
we're two tools, no clue.
0.
We're doing our best.
Yeah, I think we're doing great.
Anyway, today should be March 10th, the day this comes out. Thursday, March 19th. Let's hope that's correct. And if it is, I should
I don't know
look at this
how she
before.
reads this thing. From here, it literally looks like hieroglyphs.
It literally is hieroglyphics.
That's
That's exactly what it is. There are symbols that I have to match up. So apparently the moon is in conjunction with Neptune and Saturn.
that sounds a little intense.
Yeah, it does. And that's all.
Well, that's all.
That's all, folks.
That's all.
Thanks for listening to me read Reddit stories.
Yeah, those were really funny. I still can't believe that peacock story, but I understand. You know, like all the responses. Like the police are probably that police station probably still talks about that lady
Probably.
to this day.
Yeah.
Like, I just think it's funny that they didn't even ask if she was okay. They just asked if she got the medicine.
Oh, yeah, 'cause she was bleeding, too.
Like, they're just so,
They
like,
were probably scared.
they literally forgot all of their response techniques, you know? They were literally just like, "Where did you get" like, that
A
like
zoo? We need backup.
Yeah, could someone else come?
Well, we hope you enjoyed them. We love you guys.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
See you next time.
Next week, we will see you.
Yes, we will. We will see you next week, right?
Well, technically, I guess they'll see us.
You better. Bye.
Bye.
Two tools. Two tools. Two tools.